What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Starmade. This is Quantum Anomaly coming at you with another episode of WIP-Lash. This is episode 6 on the Razorthorn, and I've got a few different things to show off today. So, first, you'll notice I've got a lot of the wedging done. I'm not going to say all of it because I think I got in a big hurry and goofed up some of the spots here in the back. So, it's not totally perfect, but wedging an elliptical shape is really kind of a big pain in the butt. Let's see. You also may notice I'm running. I just found the ray trace lighting steps and bumped those up to max. So now a lot of the areas, like the um, shipyard, or not the shipyard, the hangar bay. Good lord, thinking of words. The hangar bay now looks a lot more properly lit. Don't want to show up too much yet. Whoopsie there. Okay, I'm just gonna pop back up through the top. So pardon my dog in the background. She's upset. Alright, and let's see, the first thing that I really wanted to show off is what happened after I spent some time working on the engines. This is what happened. Holy cow. Now, the first thing you'll see here is that there's this square plate on the back. That's because I cut it out of here because I built this piece way too far back and did not leave myself a lot of room for thrusters, but I figured I'd show it off while we're here. The different layers of crystal and ingots that are underneath it that give it a really nice glow. That with this kind of blue flame looks pretty good. I think I'm missing a block there in the middle. Yep, I am. Okay, well, we'll fix that later. Still got quite a bit of work to do on the engines, but I figured I'd give them some, low flames. It's kind of in, cruise mode. Full blast would be, amazing. But anywho, I spent a lot more time, making that work than I should have. Unfortunately, it is all just ice under there with ice crystal inside of it in some various places. It's also stacked full of thrusters too, which I was really surprised that I could get the lighting effect off and stuff thrusters in there. You can kind of see them if you get way up close on there. But then I did want it kind of darkened in the back and then really bright out the front, kind of like a real fire, like off a lighter or something. And we'll, of course, be copying and pasting them down to that one once they're done. I figure I might as well wait until it's finished and colored and all of that, and then I can just copy and paste them down. So, to power these big, giant, magnificent beauties of engines, we have to have a power core. And I am well on my way, whoopsie, to getting said power core if I don't keep going through the walls. I've got a little spot here I can look through. So there we go. We got a little power transfer beam. Fires through there. It's a pretty simple little setup. It's just got a rail docker and a logic clock synced up to the power supply beam there. I'm not sure why it stopped when I looked at it. Yeah, it just decided to stop. Nope. And let's see if I can hit the button without... There it goes. Alright, haha. And I've got some pieces in here spinning around. I will be, of course, deucing those up and making them look all nice. I was just kind of a temporary fit and figured I would go ahead and get it fit together so I could show it off. And I like the way it looks so far. So, and then of course our big fusion reactor core, some kind of crazy torus in there and sphere, and do some catwalks and some pieces around it. I'll probably widen out some of this a little bit, but I don't want to widen out too much because I actually do want some of the space in that lower area. But I'll add some more design fiddly bits to it and maybe make a bigger cylinder on the front end here. I don't know. Still, everything is a work in progress on this thing, but it's nice to have various different pieces and kind of just watch them come together. And it gives me a lot of different things to work on. Because if I get sick of wedging, like I did on the canopy, then I can work on something cool like engines, something with some color, and, use some different types of blocks. And then, get tired and sick of working on the engines because I'm, copy and pasted things, and that was a huge mess too, because I'm pretty sure my front to back, yeah, I had a front to back symmetry plane set for this that I forgot to take off, and so I ended up with engines sticking out the front somewhere over there. There's a big cutout piece right here. Right there, you can see where I chunked my engine in, and I had to go manually delete all that. So then I got sick of working on that and decided to work on the power core. So there's there's a little fusion reactor. I'll be mounting it to the frame as I decide, slowly start to figure out where the frame on the ship is going to even be. Been having a lot more fun using the ellipse tool to make spheres. They're not 100% perfect, but they're close enough, and then I can just kind of etch them out and finish them up later. And of course the torus tool and the ellipse tool on the flames, and even the ellipse tool some like on the fronts of this to make this sphere end. I'm starting to get a lot more comfortable with that. I did not use that tool for a long time. I would make all of my spheres based off of just like 3 circle patterns, and then fill in all the blocks by hand. But yeah, it saves a lot of work just restricting that build area and plopping down a blob. Even if I have to do it on like 2 mirrored sides, I'll still restrict the area because it's easier to make a new helper than it is to go in and plop blocks down one by hand. I don't think I have a whole lot of other work, honestly. Those engines was, doing the engine work. That was a big chunk of time. And then I didn't spend that long, of course, on the power core so far, although I did remake the torus and the sphere a couple of different times, trying to get the shape right, trying to, and the size. I didn't want it to be too big because I still want to be able to put stuff in this ship and not just have it all being eaten up by logistically huge systems. So I started the bobs there. I like this, this rotating bit. I like it a lot. And I like having the power transfer beam in there. It's, adds a little bit of flair, a little bit of life without having to... I was going to do pieces on the outside, but then I decided that I really didn't want to mess with that. I might still mess with that up here. I might do some pieces that counter-rotate or something, or even over that, maybe. Who knows? Maybe. I'll figure it out. I'll figure something out. For now, I just like it kind of the way it is. It's nice and industrial, and I'll mount it to the front of this area with some wide, large bit, but I can't go too far because I have to do at least a 2 wide maintenance area. This whole front, this top area might be my maintenance bay now. It was going to be on the bottom. Now it may be on the top, and that's okay. Just need enough room to work with the power core, but I also can't cover up this entire piece. I can cover up the center some maybe and do hallways on the sides, but I definitely can't cover the entire thing up with power cores or power reactor fiddly bits. Anyway, that's gonna be about all for this episode of WIP-Lash. Quick, short, and to the point. So for everybody out there who watches my videos, I appreciate it, and feel free to comment, like, subscribe, do whatever you like, and I'll see you in the next episode. For everybody else out there, keep building.